Yeah, guaranteed basic income, man. Great work on that video, by the way.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
Briefly, what got you into that topic?
What sparked my interest in it is when I found out about it is when the Swiss initiative for universal basic income happened. I was like about 2014. I had not heard of it before then, and yeah, it sounded like a. I mean, I needed money. Everyone I know needed money. It sounded like a good idea, but it also sounded crazy. Read a bunch about it, did a bunch of research, and I'm convinced it's a great idea.
It's the most stimulative thing we could possibly do. You know, instead of bailing out Wall Street when Obama came in, they should have just given every American $35,000 to do whatever they want with, and that would have gotten us out of the rut very quickly. You know.
Yep. I do think it's important that we clarify we're talking about guaranteed income plus. Because there are some conservatives that say, oh great, if we give everyone money, then we don't need things like Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid. We're not talking about that. We're talking about those social services plus a guaranteed
Absolutely.
income.
The bigger problem here is that, you know, A, we have a shrinking economy as far as what we're producing.
Huge,
B, wages have not kept up with inflation at all.
Yep.
And C, I mean, the wealth disparity in this country is absolutely ridiculous. The average CEO makes 475 times the average worker.
We've already tried guaranteed poverty. I think we should move on to guaranteed income. Give that a try, maybe.
Yeah. What is universal basic income?
The very basic explanation is that, you know, it's basically there to get people out of poverty. It was implemented before. It's not just the pilots. It was implemented, and
where at?
It's the city of Medina in Saudi Arabia.
Really?
It's been a long time. We're talking about like
when was that?
Right after the death of Prophet Muhammad. His successor Abu Bakr. He was the first one who implemented universal basic income.
Really?
Yes. We're talking about 632 AD. The implementation lasted for about almost 100 years.
I think we're actually having a giant conversation over what work is, the definition of work, what we think work is to ourselves and to our community. And the technology that we have today is, instead of a system where that's a benefit, it's at a cost at millions of people's jobs today, and will be tens of millions of jobs in the future. It sounds like, by all major reports, at least a third, if not a greater amount of jobs can or will be automated in the next 10 to 12 years.
I'm an advocate for worker cooperatives. Allow the workers to be owners, the right of first refusal, to actually buy a company out together as workers. What do you think about that as a long-term solution going forward for our country?
I think worker cooperatives are phenomenal, and the more of that sort of structure we have, the better off we'd be. That's one thing I love about the freedom dividend, is that workers having that sort of ownership stake becomes much more realistic in an economy where people all are sharing in the rewards and have some resources to bring to the table. Where the worker subsistence model is just going to get more and more punishing. And so we have to make owners out of everyone of this society.